Hola culés, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Welcome to Barca Volume, everybody. First and foremost, I want to just make a stream about whatever you guys want. I'm mostly going to be talking about the latest news that's surrounding Barcelona, but also feel free to ask anything you guys want. This is going to be a free space right now, probably for about an hour, but there's plenty to talk about because it is Barcelona at the end of the day. When is there nothing to say about our club, right? But first of all, I want to say, guys, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Right here, actually, I got it all reversed. Let me see. Oops, right there. 3,339 subscribers. If there's anyone out there who is not part of this community, we're one of the fastest growing channels of Barcelona channels out there. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. And guys, it's my birthday month. So I gotta ask the chat, get me to 4,000 subscribers before the end of September. It's my birthday month. It will be the best birthday of all time, okay? But before we get into it, I do want to say a few things off my chest. How do you guys feel, just in general? How do you guys feel about the international break? Because I did make a poll, and some of you guys voted on it, but then I was having technical difficulties with that stream that I created, and then I had to create a new one. This is why I'm 30 minutes late, by the way, because I was supposed to stream at 1 p.m., but then I was having technical difficulties, and right now. It's international break, as most of you know. And the one thing I want to go on a rant before I say hi to everyone, and just get in the chat, guys. Before I forget, just get in the chat. But what I do want to go on a rant real quick, maybe give me like 3 to 4 minutes on this, and then I'll address the chat. But guys, I am extremely not furious. I'm one of the few people who enjoy the international break. I love seeing Argentina, my country, El Salvador. I love seeing Lamine Yamal, Pedri with Spain. I love international football. Okay, let me just say that before I say anything else. I think it's great. I think it's a good sport. You know, watching Harry Kane with England for a little bit today. Yesterday, Mbappe gets another banger. Right, Cristiano Ronaldo with a banger outside the box was an incredible goal. I saw it. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the clip. So there's a lot of good things that come from international breaks. So I'm not going to just dismiss international breaks. But what I will say though, it's a mess. It's a total mess, and they cannot figure this thing out to save their life. Because how can you have an international break 3 weeks into the regular season? To me, that's crazy. You're already adding to a loaded schedule. You're already adding international football, traveling, packing your bags, going places, coming back and forth. And if we can see, like, the more games we play, the more susceptible the players are to getting injured. And we saw it, especially with Frankie de Jong. It's coming back. He's already in Barcelona. We're going to be talking about it here in just a second. But Frankie de Jong, it's a player who is already back. He's going to get tested. We want to see what the deal is with him. We don't know how long it's going to be. But the fact of the matter is he's injured. Dembele, in yesterday's game, Dembele was also injured. Now he's going to be out for like 3 to 4 weeks. He's going to most likely miss the Barcelona game against PSG here in Barcelona, which is going to be a bummer. Because, I say bummer because I want to see the best sport. I want to see the best players. Even if it's my team, I still want to see PSG play with the best players. And not just that, but also another player that's injured is the Serdui. Now he's doubtful for that game as well. And now you're adding to Barcelona, right? Barcelona now gets Lamine Yamal has back issues. Now it's not an injury. It's just an issue, right? But the question is De La Fuente going to rest him? I don't think so. This is the World Cup qualifiers 3 weeks into the season. I just don't love it, man. I don't know about you guys. I just don't love it. And now, De La Fuente, most likely, he's going to want to play his best players. He's going to want to play Lamine Yamal for that one game. They're going to play on Monday or Tuesday, I think it is. And at the end of the day, like, they don't care about the clubs, even though the clubs are the ones who are actually pay these players, right? So I have an issue with that. Now, Dembele, now Frankie de Jong, Lamine Yamal have problems. And these are just the things. 3 weeks into the season. Now, I do have one thing to ask you guys, and you guys can let me know in the chat if you feel like it. Okay. Um, why don't they just play September, the whole month, all the international break, all the international football for that year? Because we have 3 international breaks. We have one in September, one in October, and I believe we have one either in November or December, if I'm not mistaken, early December. Why don't they just play all those games before the season, and we can start the season in October? And that season starts in October. No international breaks for the rest of the year until probably February, right? Why don't they just do something like that? I don't understand it. For the life of me, I don't even get it. But we're going to be talking about what's going on with Barcelona, because injury bugs, like I said in the title, injury bug at Barcelona. Because what do you guys think? Are you guys worried? Because if you're adding Frankie, you're adding Lamine, you're adding if you bring in to that equation, if you can say, well, you know what, Lewandowski is injured, he's coming back. Gavi is injured as well, and also Balde is injured. So you're adding all of these injuries already to an injured Barcelona. Now we get the injury back, and just I don't love it going into, especially when we're not playing well. We need to be with our best players on the pitch, our best players on the field, especially when we're not playing good. We need to have their best players so they can gel together and play with that cohesiveness that they played last season. Just that's one of those things that I just worrisome, and I just wanted to bring up to you guys. But anyway, guys, please like this stream. I am going to get to the chat right now. There's 7 likes, and there's 32 people just on the live chat. So if you guys can please like the stream, I would really appreciate it, man. What's up, Blazer? How's it going, my brother? I hope everything's good. It says, oh, really? Just knocks aside from Gavi. One, but won't matter that much. And Balde is in between. The rest is all just knocks. Yeah, I mean, they're just concerns. But, for example, right, Frankie, he's coming back. As a matter of fact, he came back today for more tests. So they're going to be testing him, and they're going to be looking at what is going on with him. We're just not sure right now just how serious it's going to be from my understanding. What's up, Curtis? How's it going, my brother? The international break, Boogeyman has returned. Unfortunately, yeah. I just saw that Dembele and Dewey out injured for PSG. This is what I was talking about. This is what was going on the rant, because this is not just Barcelona. See, I'm not biased. I'm trying to be objective here. This is something that's happening now to PSG, Barcelona, and more other clubs as well. So we can't just say that this is just because of Barcelona players getting injured. You know what I mean? It says, let's see. Yeah, those are real injuries, and they'll miss the Barca game. But ours aren't, so we're chill. Well, yeah, but is there any updates on Frankie de Jong? We're going to be looking at Barca Times, which is a source that I really trust, and see what the updates are. But as far as I know, Frankie de Jong is just getting tested right now. We don't know how big that is yet. Hello, Justice Boyo from the Gambia. For how long will each of the injured players will be absent? De Jong, Balde, Gavi, among the rest. So Gavi is supposed to miss the game against Newcastle, and it's supposed to come back the game after that. So Gavi, at least Gavi should be back for the PSG game. As far as Balde, I think it's Balde and Gavi are coming back around the same time. De Jong, we have to see, because they were going to test them today. I believe we're going to know more in the next couple of hours. We will know a little bit more about Frankie de Jong. Let's see. Griffiths, the international break has a big blow. The injuries is something to be considered. Yeah, unfortunately it is. I wonder what the leagues can do, though. Can they get together and make a schedule instead of getting all these breaks? I mean, I think it's kind of borderline pathetic, in my opinion, if you ask me. That we are 3 weeks into the season and we have an international break. I mean, really, 3 weeks? The league just started, and now we're into a national, not international break. So that's my thing, man. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Like, bro, they aren't injured. What you on? Lewa is fit. Okay, well Lewandowski is it's not that he's injured. He's not fit. But what I'm saying is when you take of what is happening right now to what we already have with Lewandowski coming back from injury, then we have a problem because we have a lot of issues. I mean, I'm glad Barcelona has the depth right now because we have Ferran Torres there. But it's just not. It's not what I mean. It's totally not what I mean. I think you're totally missing the point because Lamine was just a back pain. Well, yeah, that's what I'm. But I know it's just a back pain. But is he gonna be rested or is he gonna be pushed to play? That's my question. That's the only thing I would say. Let's not bullshit and be negative. So I'm curious to know why you think I'm negative or anything that I've said that it's painted as a negative thing. All I'm saying is I think the international break should be played differently. I think there's something to be better. And this is not just because of what is happening now. It's because what could happen later. More serious injuries could develop in the future, right? So that's the thing. So let's see. Lions, what's up, my friend? I hope Torren and Marc Casado can make available to take advantage of injuries. So I do expect Casado to start, especially depending on Frankie for the first game. This next game in Valencia, I think Casado starts this game. Probably most likely, I would say probably Gerard Martin will start at left back, but Jeffrey will probably jump up to the number 1 squad and probably be on the bench for this game. It's probably what I would say. Let's see. Samir, reports coming from Barca exploring the strength of a left CB option. Gonzalo Ignacio between them. He is left-footed defender. Did you have chance to watch him? So I haven't. Ignacio, I've watched some clips on X. Some people have been mentioning him, but I really haven't yet studied him or watched him that closely. But I've seen him. He looks okay from what I've seen. He could be a good fit at left CB. I wonder how much. I don't know how much it's worth. I'd be curious to know to know how much it is. Hey, Beanie Junior, man, what's up, man? How's it going, man? I hope you're having a good Saturday too, man. What's up? Let's see. What's going on? Hey, did you see? Hey, my friend. Did you see El Salvador beat Guatemala when nobody gave us a chance going into Guatemala? We beat their asses off 1-0. We are at the top of the group, and who knows? Maybe El Salvador can be a force to be reckoned with at the next World Cup here in the USA. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just happy they won. Yo, homie, what's good? I didn't get an alert. You're live. Glad my speedy senses alerted me. Oh, yeah, I think I was supposed to send everyone one when I was doing the other live stream, but it didn't work, so I had to create a new one. So it says, Rest Lamine, WTF is the point to play him. Should have been on a plane back to España. Yeah. That's the thing, bro, that I was talking about. I'm not trying to be negative. All I'm saying is there's some issues, right? And most likely De La Fuente, it's a coach who likes to be stubborn with his starting 11 and likes to push for his players as much as he can. To be quite honest with you. Let's see. All right, let's see. We went through a lot of injury shit. I kind of don't want to be negative and keep talking about them. Let's focus on being a bit more positive and more important things like fixing our hardline. Well, yeah, but talking about the highline is not going to fix it. The players are gonna fix it. That's not my problem. Hey, Volume, what's up, my brother? Hey, what's up, Brandon? How's it going, Brandon? How are you, brother? Thank you for stopping by. Lion says, I heard Spotify Cup No is still a possibility. Yes. So they did say that. We're gonna go into the news in just a bit. As soon as I finish reading the chat, I'm gonna go into the news. That's still a possibility for this upcoming game. But I would say don't expect Barcelona to be back at the Camp Nou for the Valencia game. I think this game is going to be played at the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Most likely, that's just what's going to happen there. Let's see. Cordes, even though compensation for the injuries is given by FIFA, the club suffers and are unable to play their strongest teams in their competitions. Yeah, FIFA are jokers, man. I mean, these international games have to be played. It's not like they're playing a bunch of friendlies out there, so I give them that. At least it's the World Cup qualifiers, so these are games that actually matter. But what I would suggest, why start the season just to have a break 3 weeks into it? Not even a month since the regular season started, and we're already here. Like, that's my only knock. I'm saying, okay, can we have the October break before the season starts? That way, when players come back, they can come back for good, and we can have regular club football for at least a month and a half or 2 months before we have to go into a break. This is kind of a joke, man. 3 weeks into it, and we're already going into a break. To me, that's the thing I have a problem with. Do you think after the break, Hansi should remove the high line, or at least try without the high line, because he looks strict to his plan? Yeah, I mean, look, I've already said this. If we keep doing this, this is gonna be a problem going forward, because I haven't seen anything as far as Hansi Flick that tells me that he's willing to adapt, that he's willing to make changes, that he's willing to do things differently. In my opinion, to be honest, to be totally honest with you, I think Hansi Flick is not going to make any changes. Unfortunately, right? We all wish if he could just move that. I was talking to RSM, and he's like, if you guys can just move that line back 5 yards, that would be a huge difference. And Jong Garcia can play it to the spot a little bit faster and better. I think that would be better, even for Araujo, for example, to have that line back a little bit more. But I don't know. I think Hansi Flick just trying to find his starting back line, actually. And I think he just wants to keep doing the same thing we did last season. Teams have seemed to be able to work this thing much better than last season, because we have given up way too many chances compared to last season. So this season we have given up 12 big chances. We are the worst team in the league giving up big chances created. So last season, for example, we had 12 this season. Last season was only 4. We got 3 goals conceded, but it was only 4. Only 4 chances. That's a much better defense, if you ask me. In my opinion, that's a much better defense. So Barcelona, Hansi Flick, they need to go back to the drawing board, make radical changes, whether that's moving the line back a little or try a different personnel. I mean, I love Christensen, I love Eric Garcia, but these players don't have the speed to be able to track back once they get beat on the high line. And that's the one thing that Rayo Vallecano was doing. They had 2 players on offside position on purpose, and one player was coming from behind, was breaking the line. Once that line is broken, there are 2 players ahead of the play, ahead of the line, with advantage Rayo Vallecano. So that's the issue. We have to track back. We have to have the speed. If you want to have the high line, you need to have players that have the pace. But what is going on? I think it's Barca Reacts raid, man. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Barca Volume, everybody. And guys, if you have not subscribed to Barca Reacts, you need to go take a look at his channel, because he is very active, and like he's got a great content as well. He's always uploading new content. I love this Jonas kid, man. He's got some good stuff. Hey man, give props to the new president of our football, right? Nayib Bukele, brother, right? Let's take over Central American soccer. We call that the new administration Bukele, brother. That's how we call it, man. Big up Bukele, bro. Such a great job he's doing, man. It makes me want to come back to my country and just lay in a beach for the rest of my life. When I retire, right? When I retired, yeah. But Salvador, man, watch out for El Salvador. I'm telling you. All right, let's see. Samir, what's up, man? Initial contract expires in 2027. Either Shosterbeck, we can get one of them for an affordable price. 2026. Unfortunately, Bastoni is it's a dream signing. Yeah, Bastoni is an absolute dream signing. it's the absolute dream signing. The 100%. I get it, dude. If we can have Bastoni, Bastoni is an incredible footballer. He's one of the best left CBs in the world right now. If we can get him on the market next season or hopefully in January, hey, our brother can only dream, right? That would be amazing. Kevin Garcia, man, what's up, brother? How's it going? Thank you for stopping by the way, everybody. 54 people here, man. That's crazy. Hey, Barca Reacts, man, right here in the house with the raid. What's going on, Barca Reacts? Jonas, man, go subscribe to Barca Reacts. Has an incredible channel. He's always uploading, always very active. If you guys are looking for more content, that's the place to go, man. We're all community here. We're all trying to grow together, and we're helping each other out. Thank you for the raid, brother. Says Volume. What's your opinion on Jeffrey Torrens versus Gerard Martin? Who do you prefer? So that's a great question. I have to tell you that I prefer I'm sorry. I have to tell you that I prefer Gerard Martin. Now, why is that? I feel like Gerard Martin is more ready for football now than Jeffrey, because Jeffrey is very good. He's got all the makings to make that position his. The problem with Jeffrey is that he has another beast who's called Balde. Okay, Balde is an incredible left back, and he's gonna have a hard time getting that spot. Now, can he be the number 2? Absolutely. But he's not ready yet. He's still a little raw for me. His crosses need to get better. Think he needs to have just play a little bit smarter. From what I saw him on the preseason, I thought it was incredible, man. That kid blew me away, bro. Blew me away. Blew me out of the water. I think it was fantastic. Fantastic for Jeffrey Torrens to be able to perform the way he did. Now, I can say that while at the same time saying that he is still not ready, because I feel the same thing about Draw. I think a Draw is he showed incredible football abilities in the preseason, but at the same time I still feel like it's raw. Let's take a look at Franco Mastantuono, for example. Franco Mastantuono is a great player. He's gonna grow up to be an incredible, fantastic footballer, right? He played for Argentina yesterday as well, not yesterday, on Thursday, and he's starting for Real Madrid at such a young age, but he's not ready. I watched him with Real Madrid. I'm watching him with Argentina. He's not that he's bad. He just doesn't look ready. He still makes some silly moves, and he thinks that these moves are going to work, and they don't work. And I feel like that's the difference between Gerard Martin and Jeffrey right now, where Jeffrey is the better player. But Gerard Martin is more ready now. He's more settled. He's more calm. He can play much better on a defensive end, I think. And I think that right now I would just go with a player that has a little bit more experience. That's it. That's the only thing. It's not that Gerard Martin is better by any means, but just to cover Balde, right? What I would do is I would just put in Gerard Martin, and probably if things are working in the first half, in the second half at the 65-minute, bring in Jeffrey Torrens. Why not? Let's see what the kid can do, man. Let's give him some trust. Flick is starting to annoy a little, to be honest. He's been too stubborn. So look, there's right now, right? The NFL just started. There was a game on Thursday, and there's a game yesterday. Something you guys probably, if you guys are new to the channel, something that you guys should know is that I have a special place in my heart for American football. And I moved to the States when I was 15 years old. I had no idea what football was about or anything about football. And I'm sorry if you're not interested in football, if I'm bringing this analysis about football, okay? I apologize, but hear me for a second. The one thing I love about football is that it's a strategy. It's a strategy game, right? It's a game planning. It's like teams are going to attack you a certain way, let's say with like the high press, and then what the question about football is what the other team is going to do to counter that. And it was so telling to me in the game against Rayo is that Rayo Vallecano knew what to counter for Barcelona's game plan, high line situation, high pressing situation. So they knew what to exploit. And there's a saying in the NFL, and this is why I bring up the NFL, and this saying goes like this. Coaches don't want to win. Coaches want to win their way. So that at the end of the day, they don't just want to win, okay? They want to win the way they like to win. And Flick reminds me of that kind of type of coaches and managers, right? You can be the greatest manager of all time. You can be the greatest tactician of all time. But when it comes to making adjustments, are you willing to make changes? Are you willing to make adjustments? Are you willing to do a few tweaks and tricks to counter what the other team is being successful at? Because that's the thing when it comes to Hansi Flick, that he's just too stubborn. And that's one of the things that I want you guys, halfway through last season, I was so thankful for what Hansi Flick was doing with Barcelona, the way that he got me back the love for my club. He got me back to looking forward to watching this team. It was dead in the water, man. It was so dead. The last season we had under Xavi, we just didn't know what to play. We just didn't know what to do. And after a certain amount of games, after I saw that run when we beat Bayern, we beat Real Madrid, we were just hitting in all cylinders. You know what? I said, you know what? Until Hansi Flick leaves, I am going to have a saying. And that saying is going to be, in Hansi Flick, I trust. So I know sometimes I may contradict myself because I do want Hansi Flick to be more open to changes, right, and do things differently. But if we just step back for a moment, if you're having second thoughts on Hansi Flick, or you're frustrated with Hansi Flick, let's remember where we were before Hansi Flick arrived and how bad we looked by losing 3 Clásicos in a row with under Xavi, which is it was just insane, right? So that's what I think about when things like this happen, and I really want to say Hansi Flick needs to change things and do this and this. Like, at the end of the day, Hansi Flick has done so many good things at the club, and I just hope that he could be a little bit more adaptable and willing to adapt. Anyway, let's see what the chat is saying, man. You guys are killing the chat. I hope 65 people here. I hope you guys are killing the likes as well. I haven't looked at it. But guys, I'm trusting you guys. Please like the stream. I'm trying to grow one of the fastest Barcelona communities. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. This is incredible. Let's see. Kevin Garcia. Only at the end of the season will tell if the second season Flick is real. Yes, you're totally 1,000%. At the end of the day, it's just 3 games, guys. It's just 3 games. People act like we're on a losing streak, okay? That's totally ridiculous. Let's see. I caught you with Football Carnage yesterday on Chaos, bro. I stand football. I stand Football Matrix. Dude is even more annoying than Will. You held your own yesterday though. They were going off with BS. Yeah, I mean, I was there for only a little bit. I wish I could be there more. But on Fridays, I have all kinds of things going on. I got errands to run around that time, so I can only be there for a little bit. I was only there for just a little, not for too long. Kevin Garcia, did you see K9 X Carnage? I did. I watched it. I was actually doing some work, and I had it in the background. I was listening to it. Listen, it was a great collaboration. Football Carnage, for everything you want to say about him, he puts out great content out there. He brings us all together. He and Jonas, Omar, BYT, we're creating a great community. So for as much as hate you want to throw at him, just know something, okay? Will is a nice guy behind the curtains. On the chat, he's always looking up to us. He's always asking us how we're doing. So don't think that because his takes could be a little crazy or his takes or he's always screaming or doing things. One thing I will say about Carnage is he's a good guy. So if you follow him or if you unsubscribe to him, subscribe back. He's a good gentleman. Now K9 though. Let's be real now. He cooked him. K9 he held his own against Carnage. They had a great thing going. They did a starting 11. It's funny that he was putting Vinicius instead of Rafinha. That was ridiculous. But it was a great show. It was a great show. I did enjoy it actually. Samir, contract expires in 20. Okay, I read this one already. Barca React, smash the likes, guys. Smash the likes, please. Gerard Martin every day says Blazer. I get it, bro. I get it. I know what you're saying, man. Exactly. Nasser, Dembele is injured. That means Barcola will start, and Barcola's finishing is not good, so Barca have a chance to win. Dude, I thought Barca have a chance to win regardless, even if Dembele starts, man. It doesn't matter. Why can't we think that we can beat PSG, bro? I mean, I know we have been struggling, but it doesn't mean that we cannot beat PSG. The word you're looking for is maturity. Yeah. When it comes to Gerard Martin, he's more mature. He's more ready. He just has more experience, dude. He played in the UCL in the semifinals while having 2 assists. Okay, he should have had 3 assists because he put in a beautiful pass to Eddie Garcia. And for the life of me, Eddie Garcia, how can you miss that chance, bro? It's all I'm gonna say, man. I still can't get over that game. Hey, man. I just think we have a CB to do. I just think we have the CB to do the Highland. Just need to make the CB to get to a normal to it. That's all. Well, I mean, the Highland is a little bit more complicated than that. I feel like we've been playing a lot more. I think we were trying to attack too much. I made a video, right, and I said, you know what? What if Hansi Flick? Can you just watch Spain and look at how they do it, man? They have a great balance between attacking while being good and defending, and it's just the way you set up the defense, right? You don't want to just let the fullbacks go way too high, and I think our fullbacks sit way too high most of the time, and I think that's one of the issues we had against Rayo Vallecano, where Balde was in attack mode the whole game, and even Kunde was on attack mode the whole game, and we were just we keep getting caught with our pants down, especially with this ridiculous offside players from Rayo Vallecano. But there's always there was more players coming in from behind the line, making these incredible runs. That was the issue. American football games have too many stops during the game for my liking. Basketball is way better, but I thought basketball has a lot of stops as well. I think you're just more used to basketball. Basketball, for example, right, in my country, a lot of people watch basketball. So basketball is a second nature to us. So I think it's just getting used to. I think the main thing about American football for most people who don't like American football is just the rules. Because that's the thing that I could never understand to save my life until I started playing Madden game, the FIFA version of football. Then I started understanding the rules, but I think it's just a matter of understanding the rules. I don't think it's a stoppage thing because basketball is the same way. But no, I get you. Those who don't like football, man, I understand it. It's not a sport for everybody. Just now joining and speaking about injury bug. Do you see PSG situation? Yeah, man. I spoke about it earlier, and I said, I'm not trying to be negative, but we have to speak about all these injuries. And it's not just because it's happening at Barcelona. Look at what's happening at PSG. PSG now may not have, for one of the biggest games of the season against Barcelona, they may not have Dembele, may not have Dewey, and players that are so important for them. MK says, guys, like the stream. You guys, that's the one thing. Look, we put out the content, right? We give our time. We're here with you guys. We show up. All we ask, we don't even ask for money. We just ask you guys, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't. We're trying to grow, and that's all we ask. That's helping us so much. And not that you guys are not doing it, by the way, but you guys are doing an amazing, above and beyond on this channel. Honestly, man, 57 people with me right now. That's incredible. When I started, like, I could only dream of having 10 people in front of me to talk about Barcelona, and I could have done it with only one, to be honest, because this is how much I love this club, man, to death. Yeah, man, PSG versus Barca won't be that great because of injury, man. Yeah, I mean, the show is definitely going to take a toll because the storylines are not going to be the same. We're not going to have Dembele. We're not going to have Dewey. Maybe Dewey will be there, and this is why I said I hope Dembele plays against Barcelona. Why? Because I'm for the show, baby. I want to be the best. I want Barcelona to make a statement win with Dembele. I want to erase that smile when he smiled at us, when he beat us with one man down in the Champions League. I wanted to see his face after we beat them, and unfortunately, probably not going to happen now. Samir, in order win the UCL, we should to strengthen at least three positions. CF, LCB, right back, left wing, depends on Rash performance. My dream signings for mentioned positions: Julian Alvarez, Bastoni, Banderson. Okay, my question to you is, uh, are these signings for the 2025-2026 season, or you're asking for right now? Because I do understand your point. In the bigger picture, to win the UCL, I think we do need to be a little stronger than this season. It's not looking good so far for this season, especially with the personnel and the way that other teams have upgraded. Look at what Liverpool has done. And I've already made a video on this. I said, you know what, guys? This isn't even fair, bro. This isn't even fair, bro. Because look, Liverpool spent 500 million euros just this season alone. How is it fair that Barcelona, for example, is competing on a tournament when a team has a billion-euro project? How can even La Liga teams even compete with these teams? Honestly, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. If we talk about it for real, if we're being for real, these teams should never be able to compete against Liverpool, against Arsenal. Look at those kinds of projects and how much money they're spending, bro. That is just a crazy, man. I think Barcelona, though, into the next season, the following season, when we get more money, when we get the stadium revenue, when we get more income, Barcelona can definitely go after Bastoni, and we can go after Julian Alvarez. Look, Julian Alvarez is a player of my liking. I have a soft spot for Julian Alvarez. The only problem with Alvarez is he's not that typical box threat, right? That typical nine. But what he will do, though, he will run like a maniac while having incredible finishing abilities. And right now, Barcelona needs every bit of Julian Alvarez. And when I said every bit of Julian Alvarez, it's because Julian Alvarez is the technical player, is the player who can finish beautiful football. Look, Lamine Yamal, for as good as he is, right, he's incredible. To me, the best player in the world at 17. That's crazy. But his finishing is not ready yet. He's still not good at finishing. But if you look at Julian Alvarez, for example, Julian Alvarez is such a technical player, so calm, so collected. His finishing abilities are insane. Barcelona needs that because even Rafinha is good. He likes to play in stride. He likes to play on pace, and he likes to finish while making that replicated move. Not when he just needs to make a finish, right? Like, for example, like Harry Kane, like Lewandowski. These are players who can finish and they can just control the pass, and their finishing is incredible. And I think Rafinha lacks that. So when you look at Barcelona, right, we don't have that finisher right now, especially when we don't have Lewandowski there. And Lewandowski on his last leg is a problem as well. So we need Julian Alvarez like never before. And if we look at Real Madrid, for example, they have Rodrigo, they have Vinicius Jr., who Vinicius is a little like Rafinha. They like to be off the dribble. They like to have that certain movement to be able to finish. Like if you just give them a ball to just finish it, sometimes they'll miss more often than not because they don't have that. They're not that kind of finisher. Lamine Yamal is sort of like that too. But when you have a player like Kylian Mbappe, for example, like literally you give him 2 chances, he'll score 2 goals. That's a technical player who can finish every single chance. So that's literally a cheat code right there. Guys, you're killing the chat, by the way. I haven't been able to get to the news. So far, I haven't seen Flick willing to adjust for the Highlands. So for the Highlands of his, wouldn't he think teams in the off season figuring out by now? Yeah. So I do what you're saying. So look, man, I get it. You're right. That's the thing. That's my only criticism on Hansi Flick is his ability to adapt has been subpar. He needs to start thinking, dude, maybe my style doesn't work against everybody. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Guys, there's 76 people watching. It's incredible, man. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you guys, man. Can we get to 50 likes, man? You guys get me to 50 likes. I would appreciate it. And thanks to those of you who are subscribing to the channel. Welcome to that community, by the way. It's my birthday month, so I'm trying to get to 4,000 before the end of September. Let's see. Flick ball put us back on the map. Yeah, exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. Trust in Flick. He, in this style of football, won us 3 trophies in Champions League semis. First time since 2019. And one could argue that if it wasn't for 90 seconds, we would have played the UCL final. And in any given game, any given moment, anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. So in Flick, we trust. Exactly, brother. Barry, in Flick, we trust. Let's see. Exactly, it's only 3 games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Thomas World. What's going on, brother? Flick ball will be back. Vizca Hansi. I'm 1,000% with you, bro. I honestly think that we just need to be patient. Dude, it's 3 weeks. At one point in the season, we were up by 7 points. And then at some point in the season, Real Madrid was up by 7 points into February. And Barcelona won La Liga, bro. That's all I got to say. Okay, Richard, what's going on? Says, I confess that Mendes' effectiveness against Yamal concerns me. Why? I mean, other players get paid too, man. Nuno Mendes is an incredible, fantastic footballer. In my books, he's the best. He's the best left back in the world. Like, there's, if you have a better one, let me know who that is, because to me, I think he's the best. Nuno Mendes. And you let me know if you guys think about. I mean, you're going up against the best. Sometimes that best is going to be better up against your best. You play again, maybe your best will be better up against the other team's best. But when you're playing better against best, one of them has to win or lose battles sometimes. It's all it is, man. There's no reason to be concerned, man. I think we need to relax a little bit. Omar. Barca volume, do you think we can win the UCL this season? Look, it's not looking pretty. It's not, if we're trying to be objective, right? Of course, I do have hopes. I have high standards for this team. I expect this team to be able to compete every single night, every single UCL night. Even if we play against Liverpool, to be honest. I don't care if we're playing Liverpool. This team is good enough to put up good performance, back-to-back, and be able to beat anybody in the UCL. Now, what I will say, do we have the best possible team? When other teams are spending 500 million euros and Barcelona spend 25 million, how is that fair? So I'm not going to hold Barcelona to the same standard that I'm holding Liverpool, for example. But sometimes, just winning in the offseason doesn't mean winning during the season. Now, to answer your question freely, I think I'm giving Barcelona, I think last season around probably December, we will know more this year too. But right now, what I will say is give Barcelona a little bit more time, because it's hard to say right now through 3 weeks, at least not even a month, bro. We haven't even played a month, and look at where we are. I think it's a little early to jump to conclusions. What I will say though is Barcelona will compete, and sometimes that's all you need. All you need and all you want. All we should want is our team to be able to compete up against anybody, and I think we can do that. And I think, who knows, man, we can make a deep run. Why not, dude? I mean, Borussia Dortmund did it 2 years ago, and nobody gave him a chance, bro. So you know what I mean? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. So I'm gonna move a little faster now, because I gotta get to the news, man. It's already 10. It's already 2:10, man. I think I've been already on stream like past 30 minutes. I think Rashford should start until Balde is out. Yeah, I mean, it's a hot take, because who you going to bench? Are you going to bench Rafinha? Or what are you going to do with Rafinha, though? That's the thing. Kevin, have you guys ever have you played in a low block, even when it means harm ball, to secure 3 points? Playing full attack with no other game plan will not be good, especially in the UCL. Teams have strength. Yeah, I mean, yes. Okay, but what I will tell you, Kevin, when teams play Barcelona punch for punch, sometimes it bites them in the ass. So don't think that because other teams are not going to play low block. Actually, the low, I could argue, I can make an argument that low block is really what gives us trouble. When teams are playing us punch for punch, now against Rayo, I'll give you that. It wasn't the case. But most likely than not, these are the teams that will give us more problems. Are in fact the low block teams, not the typical teams who play us. Like let me give you an example. Okay, this is facts. Real Madrid played us, punch for punch. They thought they could beat us at the Bernabeu, first game of the season in October. We beat them 4-0 off in transition. Three out of the 4 goals were in transition. Then we go to Las Palmas and we lose. And then we go to Betis and we draw. Then we go to Getafe and we draw. And then I think we went to Real Sociedad and we lost 1-0. So the teams that are actually playing us with a better compact are the ones that actually gave us trouble. And that's what I mean. So like you can't just say one thing and choose what you like and what you don't like about certain arguments. You got to look at what happened as an overall season. Cam, I'm not gonna read those comments, bro. At least pronounce the name of my club right if you want me to read your chat. Super. Damn. I hate it. I hate it. Just have so much injuries, everything, and never see the best out of best players. Yeah, dude. Injuries are the worst, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, what's up, man? Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying, man. Let me see. Jason, what's going on? Madrid fan here. Chouameni is cooking. His performing against Ukraine was fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys this. Okay, Chouameni has been the player who benefited the most out of the new Xavi Alonso's tactics. And I've been saying this even last season. He had games. I'm like, I kept telling friends that I know. I'm like, dude, you guys are wasting Chouameni. You guys are wasting him. Why are you playing him as CB? I understand you don't have the depth, but you need to have him in the middle of the field. And look, he plays beautiful football. He's an incredible player, man. I really think he's a fantastic. Dembele is out for 4 weeks. Him, Dewey might be missed the Barca game though. I don't want to see them miss. I want to see Dembele losing and he steers. Yeah, I said this already. I wanted Barcelona to play against Dembele. So it's sad, man. Those for next season who will be more healthier, returning to the Camp Nou and operate under 1-1 rule, of course. Salary cap, which should increase, will be helpful as well. Yeah, remember. We don't expect Lewandowski to be back, so Lewandowski is most definitely going to be he's not going to be on the books. So that's a lot of money. We pay him like 30 million a year. That's something crazy like that. Imagine all that money we can put it towards Julian Alvarez and Bastoni. Like let's say we pay Julian Alvarez 50 million per year and we pay Bastoni 40 million a year. Now we have 2 incredible, fantastic players in 2 positions that we need. For the wage of 1 player. That's how much we're paying Lewandowski. So those people, right now, I hear a lot of people saying, "How is Barcelona gonna have any money to get Julian Alvarez?" They have no idea how much we're paying Lewandowski. That's why they're asking you that. Not a fan of buying players from Athletic. I want Haaland. Well, yeah, I mean, I want $1 million. Not to make fun of you. I know you're trying to be funny. But yeah, I mean, it would take something crazy for Barcelona. Barcelona would have to really pull something crazy, like kind of like what Liverpool did with Isak, where they're just literally breaking record there. That's what it would take to take Haaland away from Manchester City. Okay, unfortunately. Would it have been nice to get Haaland when Haaland went to City instead? Let's see. Calling a 17-year-old best player in the world, it doesn't even have the top assists, top dribbles, top finishing, top goals, or anything is wild. I mean, I am not the only person that's ever said that. I mean, there's so many people who it's that we live in a stat world, my friend. That's the problem. Like, do you realize? Let's say we take the age out. Take the age out of the equation. The same thing could have been said about Ronaldinho. The same exact same thing could have said. Not the most dribbles, not the most goals, not the most assists, and his assists are incredible, by the way. But people would have said the same thing about Ronaldinho. But why did people call Ronaldinho the best player in the world? Because back then nobody was a stat merchant. Nobody looked at all the stats, bro, and everybody was just eye test. And the way Lamine Yamal played against Inter, the way Lamine Yamal has played with Spain, has lifted to the Euro Cup. Now the World Cup is coming up. Now the way he's playing with Barcelona, 2 seasons only. Look at what he's been able to do with Barcelona too. So people see that, and it's mostly because of performances, not just because of numbers. Thomas, is Thiago Alcantara planning to become a coach? I will say yes. He's coming back and he's going to be a training coach of Barcelona. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But yes, I think so. I think he's trying to be a coach. And by the way, I'm sorry if I don't read your chats because I'm trying to read the people who have not been here. Not have it read from. I love Julian Alvarez too, but if I had to choose, yeah, I think anybody in the right mind would choose Haaland. But Haaland is just so much money. I think Haaland is the perfect fit for Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal off the dribble, making crosses time and time again, but Barcelona can't close them out. Every single time, Lamine Yamal has an incredible pass, an incredible cross. Nobody closes it out. Sometimes Rafinha does, but not all the time because he's not close to the box. So having a player like Haaland there trying to get those crosses every time, dude, you have no idea what a cheat code that would be. A player that did well in 1 season now becoming okay, yeah, whatever. Would you offer the Jong a new contract or let him leave for free? This is a tough question because I don't think there's a wrong answer. I would let him go for free because he's not going to want to leave right now. So I would just play out his contract. He makes too much money, man. He makes too much money. I would offer him a new contract at a discount, and if he doesn't want to play for the discount, I'll just let his contract run out and offload. If we offload Frankie and we offload Lewandowski, dude, that's so much money that we can get Bastoni, we can get Haaland. It's just so much money that we're paying them. That's the thing. So let's see what else you guys are saying, man. Super Ice. Yeah, man, this year will be harder than before. Yeah. Barcelona missed out on an incredible opportunity to win the UCL last season. They should have done the same thing here, I believe. So unfortunately, they did not do that. So it was there to be had, man. Against Inter, we could have beat Inter. Then just have a tough game against PSG. But you're not gonna have an easy run all the way up to the final, right? So even if we're playing up against PSG, we're still that's still an incredible run when it comes to the UCL. We let out an incredible opportunity. Tchouaméni, the man does the basic. I mean, the basic is an understatement. As a Barcelona fan, I can tell you he's an incredible player. When it comes to defense, when it comes to build-up play, he has a little bit of everything. I do like me some Tchouaméni. And he's an incredible professional as well. So I think my favorite players for Real Madrid, it would be Tchouaméni. It will be probably, I would probably say Tchouaméni is my favorite player from Real Madrid. Modric used to be, but now it's just like probably just him. Is it true that Gavi will miss the next 5 games? I don't believe he's gonna miss the next 5 games. I believe Gavi will be back for the PSG game. I don't know how many games that is, so y'all can do the math. But I think he's back by PSG game. Gavi is back. Says people need to take into consideration that Madrid had 3 easy games, 2 at home. Just 1 month ago in the Club World Cup, Madrid had the start under Alonso, and the moment they faced a top team, they got destroyed. Yeah, it's if we look at it in perspective, right? Real Madrid has to play 2 games at home. Barcelona has played 3 games away. So whichever you think it's the most difficult schedule, Barcelona. It doesn't matter if it's all easy teams. It doesn't matter if it's all relegation, bottom of the league teams. Just the fact that we're playing 3 away games. Away games are not easy, my friend. Not easy. Even if it's Levante. Wait, how many people are injured? Because I've not focused on Barcelona news. I just been watching my country play. Hey brother, what is your country, by the way? Yeah, so Barcelona has not all international related, but we have Balde, we have Frankie, we have Gavi, we have Lamine with back discomfort now. So that's 4 players so far. Who knows what could develop into the one more game there is to be played. So yeah. Let's see. Ronnie Blade, do you expect Barca to do business in January window? Yes, 100%. Barcelona will be making new. I think they will revise where we at in December. We'll see where we at, what we need. While Hansi Flick is a little frustrated too, I think Deco will bring him some help in January, because by January the Camp Nou will be open. I think we'll be able to have at least 60,000 fans, so more revenues coming in, so we'll be able to spend more money as well. So Barcelona, look for Barcelona to get at least a player on defense. So who knows? Who knows? I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Thiago Alcantara set to rejoin Flick's staff. Any sign you see? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me see what you guys are saying. Cam watches football on FC 26. Let's see. Karis, Haaland is overrated. I mean, what's the definition of overrated? Because he scores a ton of goals, and when you can have a player in today's football that can score you a ton of goals, yeah, you go get him. I hate to kill our expectation, but Atletico will not allow Julian Alvarez to join Barca. Well, not true. Julian Alvarez camp seems to have been upset about Atletico Madrid, and if, let's say, the player, like, the same thing could have been said about Isaac. That, why would Newcastle let him go? Newcastle is a club that has a lot of money, and people would have said, Newcastle will never let Isaac go to Liverpool. But once the money is in, and most importantly, once the player says, I want to leave, that's a problem for the team, and the team has to find him a spot. And where is he going to go? To the most suitable team who can offer the most. Frankie's decision will depend on Bernal. If Bernal gets back to his best, we won't need Frankie, although I hate to lose him for free after paying 80 million. Yeah, I know, but remember, this is like an expensive. Let's say you had a boat, right? And your boat cost you, let's say your boat cost you 40 in the long run, right? Your boat cost you 100 mil. But you already pay 40 mil up to this point. But your boat, your bill for your boat is $2,000, and you have to offload that every month. At one point you said, why do I need my boat for? I'm just gonna let my boat go. Yeah, you are going to lose out on the 40 million, on the 40,000 that you spent on it already. But going forward, for the course of maybe another 5-6 years, you're not going to be paying the $2,000 a month. So that saves you money. At the end of the day, it may not seem like it, but you're gaining more than you're losing by keeping a player in those kinds of wages. That's just the way I would look at it. Cam, get a life. We appreciate your view. We appreciate your view of Barca volume, but damn, you are worse than Football Carnage. Let me see what you're talking about, Cam. Where's Cam? What did he say about me? I'm trying to figure out what he said. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what I don't even know what his view about me is, but it's not like I care so much, anyways. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I believe Gerard Martin. Guys, please help me out, man. Like the stream. I'm trying to get to 60 likes. If you guys can help me out, that would be amazing. I believe Gerard Martin as CB will fix our CB problems. Mark my words. We have tried him, and he played well. 2 games. I wonder if Flick will do that again. I hope he does. I do want to see him do that. But yeah, man, no, this is great, bro. I was gonna go over the news. See, I had them all ready here for you guys. I was gonna go over it and but you guys are killing the chat, so I'm just mostly just reading the chats now. What do you guys like better? Like just reading chats or me just going over the news? It feels like you guys would enjoy the chats a little bit more. I'm not sure though. It says Alejandro Balde will miss the opening UCL clash against Newcastle United at St. James Park. So yeah, so he will be back. He will be back for the game against PSG though. That's the thing. There's Frankie with the Netherlands, but you know the he's gonna be back. He's back already in Barcelona. Lamine Yamal, Pedri. Oh, that we have a picture of Jong Garcia on Instagram. He was at the race. I was watching the motorcycle races this morning, and I saw him there. I do want to say something though. This bum, Pochettino said he will never coach Barca, bro. Why would he say this anyway? Why would he say he would never coach Barcelona? Like this is me like saying I'm never gonna go out with Sydney Sweeney. Like, why would I say that? Like, why would I say I would never go out with her? She's not asking me to go out with her. Like, nobody's asking Pochettino to go to Barcelona. Like, why would he say that he won't he won't coach Barcelona, bro? Like, I don't get it. So I guess Rooney Bargi played a game and he scored another penalty in Panenka style. Did you guys? I wonder if you guys saw it. So let's see. Lamine Yamal start of a 2025 season. So yeah, so see people have been criticizing Lamine Yamal, bro. And this is why I had a problem at Chaos Show, because even like people that I respect a lot, like for example, right? People like Omar, people like Jonas, they're criticizing Lamine because they expect so much for Lamine. But I'm like, dude, look, Lamine Yamal, this season so far versus Mallorca, goal and an assist. Versus Levante, a goal, an assist, and he provoked the own goal, okay? So that should have been an assist and probably a goal. Rayo Vallecano, he scored a goal. In Bulgaria, he had an assist and he had a really good game. He was unstoppable against Bulgaria, okay? So the criticism on Lamine, man, the level of expectation is insane, bro. Like, I don't know. I think to me it's a little much. So Gavi is still experimenting pain in his right knee, and Barcelona staff are likely to hold him out as a precaution, meaning he's set to miss the Valencia match. I would expect Gavi to miss the Valencia match and the Newcastle game. Because remember, we have Valencia and then we have Newcastle. So I don't expect Gavi to be back probably until we have to play the following game after Valencia in La Liga. So now it is a precautionary thing. So I'm curious to know if it's something related to the knee that he had the ACL with, because you just never know, man. But yeah. So let's see. There's some more news. So it says about Frankie, right? Initial meetings between Frankie, new agents, and Barcelona was informal but very positive. Both sides are now aligned towards a positive outcome. Talks are expected to resume in the coming weeks. My only question mark about Frankie right now is, why is it taking so long? Like, I mean, this is, I feel like this is another saga already. Like, it was supposed to get another agent. He got another agent, and now he still hasn't signed his new contract. I'm starting to get a little concerned, even though I hear what people are saying. Let's see what this report says. Barca believed past renewal talks with Frankie, former agent, failed. But with the new player's clear desire to stay, he himself made the decision to change the agent. There's full confidence in that his contract will now be successfully extended. So yeah, so we're gonna be expecting. Frankie to renew. So one thing I do want to talk about before I end the stream is the whole game against Valencia, right? Barca's stadium situation remains unresolved to this point. That's something very important. La Liga has approved the Barca-Valencia game for September 2014 at the Johan Cruyff, with Getafe September 21st also an option. There is a Spotify Camp Nou isn't if the Spotify Camp Nou isn't ready. The key date for Barca Real Sociedad is September 28th. So, guys, this is very important, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to this. The key date is Barca Real Sociedad game on September 28th. If not, it's not a Spotify Cup, no. Then both the game and Barca PSG game on October 1st will be played at the Montjuic Stadium. Since UEFA requires a La Liga test match before the Champions League clash, if Montjuic is chosen, Barcelona would have to play the entire Champions League phase there. Plan A is still Spotify Cup, no, by UEFA regulations. Leave little margin. So, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff there. So, in other words, right, on September 28th, Barcelona must be back at the Spotify Cup, no, because if Barcelona is not back at the Spotify Cup, no, by September 28th, UEFA is not going to let us play the league phase in the Spotify Cup, no, because they require a La Liga match as a test that it works and that everything's great before it's official that we can play the UEFA Champions League at the Spotify Cup, no. So the biggest question mark will be, can Barcelona be back at the Camp Nou by September 28th, which is when we play the Real Sociedad match? If we don't play that game in the Camp Nou, then you guys can forget it. We're not coming back until next year. We're not coming back until January, most likely. So at that point, that's going to be another issue, because that means the stadium is not ready, which means the VIP seats are not going to be counted as the money, the 100 million euros. So now we're not back on the 1-1 rule either. So everything has to do with the September 28th. Mark the calendar. That moment is when we really know where we play, where we stand, especially coming for January. Can Barcelona upgrade, right, at that position? We don't know. So can we upgrade, get any players mid-season? We will know more if we can be back at the Camp Nou by September 28th. Because if not, we're not coming back until next year. And by next year, probably the transfer market may be already closed. So who the hell knows at that point? So that's something that's really very important that I wanted to share on this stream. I wanted to make sure that I did share it, that I did tell you guys about that. Romelu, right? He's officially out. Oriol Romeu, his contract termination is over, and I think Barcelona, that should open up a roster spot. Now here's Rooney Barge's goal. Another Panenka. Now, I think that's a little bit... My problem with these Panenkas is that's a back-to-back Panenka for Rooney Bargi right there. I think teams will pick up on it. You can't just Panenka every single penalty kick. Okay, so Frankie de Jong, right? I wanted to cover this. Frankie de Jong leaves the Dutch national team camp as a precautionary measure due to the minor injury. So at least it's a precautionary, which means he may be off for a game or he may be back against Valencia. Hopefully he may be back against Valencia. Frankie will undergo test in the Exportiva tomorrow, so hopefully we will know more in the coming months, right? A few other news. Our players, Rashford started this game. I watched him. He played okay. He started against I can't forget Andorra. They were playing up against Andorra. He had a good game. He didn't score or an assist, but he had a good game. Frankie has returned to Ciudad Exportiva from the Dutch camp, undergo medical tests on his injury. So those are the news that I did wanted to share with you guys. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming future shows that we're going to be having for you guys. I can't wait, man. I can't wait until this national teams are over so we can start just focusing on all Barcelona games again. But then again, we get a break in October once again. So yeah, it looks like international breaks are here to start. Eric Staple says a la Madrid. What's going on with Ansu at Monaco? I hear he has been named in the UCL squad. I don't know what's going on with him lately. Not even sure. Big up the chat. Says Barca reacts. Guys, please like the stream. I would appreciate it, man. I'm getting to the end of it. So if you have any questions, make sure you put him down below. And I think this is good for now. How long have I been on? Let me see. Yeah, an hour and 10 minutes. That's quite a bit. Let's see. I just want to read a couple of chats before I go. Smash the like, says Richard. Yeah, dude, smash the like, guys. With Frankie, I don't mind because if he doesn't start, we start Casado and Bernal will get the green light after the break. Yeah, we'll see. Bernal, we're gonna slowly bring him on just like Gavi. So we have to see why is Barca off the field always dismissing Barca on the field? Why is Barca off the field always dismissing Barca on the field? I don't know what that means. The stadium issue is just nauseating. Yeah, it is, bro. Because they told us that La Liga was going to approve it. And why are we not playing at the Camp Nou then against Valencia? We should be playing at the Camp Nou against Valencia. At this point, I'll believe that Frankie renew will when I see it. If he leaves in 2026, I won't shed a tear. Also, we'll be fine. That's kind of how I feel too. I am leaning because I just read the news. I am leaning towards him staying though. I think he will stay. I'd rather Lamine have a slump in form early in the season and grow into the best than him start at his best and go into a slump from later in the season. 1,000%. And by the way, I feel the same way about injuries. I'd rather have these injuries now than have them later. Can't Christensen be a left-footed defender? Can't Christensen be a left-footed defender? I thought he plays on the left. Isn't Gavi out until October? No, Gavi's not out until October. He's coming back. He's coming back in September from what I know. But guys, please like the button. Please hit the like button, guys. I want to get to 60 likes. I got 4 more to go, and then we're going to end this stream, and we're going to end on a big note. I got no problem criticizing Yamal as long as it's constructive and realistic. I want him to stay humble and hungry. I get it, bro. I 100% agree with you. Let's see. Both we all like both we all like interacting with you, but go ahead and read some news too, homie. Okay, man. That's good to know. It's always good to get feedback. He was disrespecting the club by saying Barca and talking nonsense. I told him he won't read his chat if he's disrespectful. Exactly. I'm not gonna read disrespectful chats, man. We all grown-ups here. Even if you're a Madrid fan, I'm gonna treat you with class, but you gotta do the same. Bro thinks we need him and he's desperate. That's why. Yeah. Both says chats and news. I like to hear your takes on Barca news. Okay, so I will keep it more interactive in the future. I think I was just reading way too many chats there probably. In the future, I will read more news, get my takes, and get your takes, and we'll all playing together at the end of the day, right? It's all about that. For first El Clásico, who do you want to see in the back line? Okay, good question. I love these questions. I love when people ask me questions, by the way. So, okay, so I'm going to have Balde. I'm going to start John Garcia, Balde, Kunde on the as a right back if he can come back in form. If Kunde keeps putting out stinkers, I'm going to start Eric, but I do want to have Kunde there because Kunde is more physical and he can play bang bang with Vinicius Jr. I do for the Clásico, I do want to have Araujo. I want to be physical with Kylian Mbappe. I want to have my best physical presence. Even if we set the Haaland back a little, I want to start Araujo and Cubarsí. I think this going forward, at the end of the day, I think our best back line will be Araujo and Cubarsí. I think Frick will realize this. Probably Christensen. Some people will say Christensen. I get it. Cubarsí, Christensen. I like that one as well. I think it's a good combination there between Araujo and Cubarsí. I'm sorry, between Araujo, but I'm sorry, between between Cubarsí and Christensen. Okay, double C, double C, double CB. So, Cubarsí and Christensen, I think they will do the best. The problem with that is the pace. With Mbappe being so quick and being so fast, I kind of want to have Araujo in the backfield because he's a more speedy guy and he can play man on man with Kylian Mbappe a little better than Christensen would. So that's kind of why it's more of a matchup thing than it would be for me a personal thing. In the Clásico, what would you Okay, so in the Clásico, what would be my midfield? Yeah, I mean, the best players, man. We just have to have our best players. I would definitely, I want to try out in the next couple matches. I want to try out Fermin. Send a message to Dani Olmo, wake him up. If Dani Olmo wakes up, I'm starting Frankie, Pedri, and Dani Olmo. That would be my midfield, my three midfielders. And then obviously having Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. That's to me that would be the perfect scenario. But I think that's just what I would do, man. But guys, this is the last chat of the day. I appreciate everyone who stopped by today. I appreciate everyone who likes my streams. You guys are incredible, by the way. The country drive Congo in the first of their group for the World Cup. Iwotamade has a good season. We can tell him to pull out of Isaac. Yeah, Flick recommends him. He wants him to be the first choice of the striker, or tell Alvarez to pull an Isaac. Do you think it's feasible? Yeah, it's definitely feasible. I definitely think that Alvarez will pull an Isaac at the end of the season, whether he's going to Barca or anywhere else, because I don't think Julian Alvarez wants to stay for the long term in Atletico Madrid. But guys, that is it for me today. For your question on Walter Maid, I also think the same. I think he could be feasible for Barcelona. But guys, thank you for being here, man. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. And as always, Biscal Barca. Have a great weekend, everybody.